Hello, and thank you for joining us for Beyond the Bean on Air, a jam-packed half hour dedicated to providing you with valuable information to keep U.S. soybean farming profitable. I'm Al Pell. Here's what you can expect in the next few minutes. The magazine you get in your mailbox, and this show is entitled Beyond the Bean for a reason. We'll show you that how your soybeans get to and beyond your local elevator impacts your competitiveness. Also, we'll have the scoop on upcoming farm shows and other events you need to put on your calendar now. And get ready to meet a U.S. soybean farmer dedicated to ensuring all young Americans know about opportunities in U.S. agriculture. But first, let's start with the question, what impact does growing soybeans have on the environment? U.S. farmers have long used soybeans as part of a profitable crop rotation, in part to build nutrients in the soil. But a closer look on several points show U.S. soybean production remains sustainable, largely as a result of practices U.S. farmers use to help them remain profitable. Mich Arso shows us how.
As U.S. farmers seed their last acres to soybeans this year, a close examination of soybean production in the United States shows not only does the crop provide a lot of food, feed, and fuel, but also several environmental benefits as well. An independent study funded by the Soybean Checkoff zeroed in on the complete life cycle of U.S. soybean production. Here's the highlights. The millions of acres planted to soybeans last year removed the carbon equivalent of taking 21 million vehicles off the road. It also showed U.S. soybean farmers have reduced diesel, gas, and other energy usage 20% over the last decade.
If I could just freeze time and not look at it long term, soybeans would be the main crop I'd grow. They're the most profitable. They're easy. You don't have to mess around with a bunch of nitrogen. You just go plant them, spray them once or twice, and harvest them, and usually make pretty good money with them.
Kansas farmer Josh Lloyd truly demonstrates what sustainable farming means. He uses traditional soil and water conservation practices, such as some of the ones you might recognize here. But he's blazing the trail, utilizing other practices such as adopting complete no-till that builds soil fertility, saves time, and reduces energy costs.
Continuous no-till is the only truly sustainable production method because we're mimicking Mother Nature, and Mother Nature is sustainable. So she doesn't work the ground. She, is intense by planting lots of crops, and she's diverse, and that's what those three main principles, no-till, intensity, and diversity, are what we put in place to mimic her.
U.S. farmers like Lloyd remain fiercely independent, yet that independence leads to innovation that not only demonstrates U.S. agriculture's sustainability, but ensures farming remains a noble, honorable, profitable, and essential profession for generations to come. Near Clay Center, Kansas, this is Mich Arso for Beyond the Bean on Air.
So now that we're well into the 2010 growing season, how many U.S. soybean farmers use sustainable production practices? Joining us now to discuss the issue is United Soybean Board Director Mary Lou Smith. Now, she farms with her husband and sons in Michigan and has been a longtime leader in the U.S. soybean industry. Mary Lou serves on the United Soybean Board's Sustainability Initiative. Also joining us, representing the Conservation Technology Information Center, is Dan Towery. Dan has helped more and more U.S. farmers adopt sustainable farming practices as an expert in the field of soil and water conservation. Mary Lou Smith, I'd like to start with you. Now, this discussion of sustainability is becoming more important in all aspects of our lives. Can you tell us the role soybean farming plays in this issue and efforts being made on this front?
Well, Al, the world population today is 6.5 billion, and the United Nations decrees that by the year 2025, we will have 8 billion people.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people, and all those people need to be fed and clothed, and there will be millions of those people who will still be hungry. And adding to that is the extended income of some countries in the world that will put some pressure on our world food supply.
So you say increased income?
Increased income.
That means they'll buy better food.
That's right, and more of it.
Okay.
The challenge to the American farmer will be to meet this challenge of 50% increase without damaging the land or other resources.
So we're going to have to grow 50% more?
That's what they're saying, and that's why the United Soybean Board has made a sustainability initiative a priority.
Okay, and sustainability means we're going to increase meat to demand and be able to do it.
And without damaging our environment.
Oh, that's a good idea. Dan, I want to go to you for a second. Dan Towery, specifically related now to U.S. soybean production. How has modern technology led to the sustainable figures that we heard about earlier?
Well, soybeans are an integral part of many crop rotations, Al. No-till is probably the one prime example. We've got about 40% of the soybeans in the U.S. are farmed with no-till. Biotechnology, since its inception, we've seen a 70% increase in no-till soybeans because of the weed control issues. Precision farming, we've got folks that are able to use auto steer so they don't have overlap or skips. You can do variable rate seeding as soil types change throughout a field. So again, the sustainability is a system, a farming system that is agronomically sound, environmentally beneficial, and also profitable for the grower.
All those, and several of those, I think, I understand to prevent erosion or unusual erosion, that kind of thing, and others for different purposes, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, what we're talking about is maintaining and improving our soil resource base. When you increase the organic matter, for example, we're going to improve the moisture holding capacity. We're going to improve nutrient cycling. Again, all part of the system of being more sustainable.
Okay, Mary Lou, it seems like more and more customers of U.S. soy want to be assured that the soy they buy is grown using sustainability practices. Now, how will the sustainability issue impact soybean farmers most in the near term now, I'm thinking?
Well, the United Soybean Board and its sustainability initiative hope to be leaders, or striving to be leaders, in this area by increasing production and nutritional value of the soybean. The use of biotech varieties has decreased the need for as much pesticide use and fuel use as well. This American farmer has gone to a lot of no-till, as he mentioned, and minimum till and other conservation practices that has decreased soil erosion and is a big step toward sustainability. I see three issues that are facing us. The first is the sustainability will become a market access issue. The sustainability criteria will determine whether and to whom and when we sell our soybeans.
Oh.
And the another issue is the increase in our output costs, our input costs.
Okay, yeah, it's going to cost more for us to actually grow using these sustainability practices.
That's right. The government agencies are already working on increasing the cost of some of our inputs that they determine to be not directly sustainable.
Okay.
And the third issue is that this could be a revenue enhancement for the American farmer, because USDA is working on subsidies for the American farmer who incorporates sustainability practices into his farming operation.
Okay, so as I understand it, you're going to have to produce, you're going to have to do it properly. It is going to give you more access, but the government's going to help subsidize a little bit in order to do it right.
That's correct.
Okay. Dan, you get the last question here. Last word, how much progress have we actually made with soil and water conservation in the United States? And can the U.S. and soybean farmers do, and are they doing well compared to other countries?
We've made significant progress in reducing soil erosion, basically through the use of no-till. No-till soybeans is the leading crop as far as no-till production. But yet to reap the most of the benefits, we need a continuous no-till system. And we've got some work to do on that part. In regards to other countries, it depends on where you go. Brazil, Argentina, I mean, they're talking 2 crops, maybe even 3 crops a year.
Oh, wow.
Use of cover crops. The no-till has definitely enhanced their production. You go to the EU, they're using some cover crops, but a lot of intensive tillage is still being utilized there. So I think, we made a lot of significant progress, but the job is not done.
More work to do.
Yes.
USV farmer leader Mary Lou Smith, conservationist Dan Towery, many thanks for being with us here on Beyond the Bean on Air. Still to come, we'll show you why what happens to your beans beyond the elevator or processor matters to you. But first, do you know the answer to this question?